Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. As we head into October, it's time again to take a look at the upcoming 4K Blu-ray releases over the next 4 weeks. Let's take a look at the October release calendar. Titans of Cult are releasing a new 4K Collector's Edition Steelbook set for John Carpenter's The Thing on the 3rd in the UK and the 13th in Italy. Along with the film on 4K and Blu-ray, the release also includes a collectible steelbook case, an epoxy pin and an iron-on patch. Tech specs will match the title's previous 4K releases with HDR10 and a DTS:X soundtrack. American Psycho is receiving a new Zavvi exclusive 4K steelbook in the UK on the 3rd of October. The steelbook features artwork previously seen on the US Best Buy steelbook and the German Digipack release. Tech specs will be the same as previous releases with Dolby Vision HDR and a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. In celebration of its 25th anniversary, Paramount are releasing Scream 2 onto 4K Blu-ray on the 3rd in the UK and the 4th in the US with a standard and steelbook release. The steelbook is a Zavvi exclusive in the UK and has artwork featuring the iconic Scream mask. Additional international releases include in Scandinavian countries on the 24th with the standard version and in Italy on the 25th with the steelbook version. Audio and video specs include Dolby Vision HDR and a DTS 5.1 soundtrack. Thor: Love and Thunder is hitting 4K Blu-ray on the 3rd of October in the UK with 3 releases. There is a standard version, a Zavvi exclusive steelbook featuring the teaser poster artwork, and a Zavvi exclusive collector's edition which includes the same steelbook case along with a booklet and 5 character art cards. Additional worldwide releases include in Scandinavian countries on the 3rd, in Italy on the 11th and in Germany on the 13th. Tech specs will match prior releases with HDR10 and a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. 2011 film The Cabin in the Woods is getting a new Zavvi exclusive 4K steelbook in the UK on the 3rd of October. The steelbook features the same artwork and transparent slipcover as the US Best Buy steelbook which released earlier in the year. The release will include the same tech specs as prior releases with Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. Paramount are releasing a Zavvi exclusive 2-movie 4K steelbook collection for Sonic the Hedgehog on the 3rd of October in the UK. The release includes 2 steelbooks which feature the same artwork as the previous steelbook releases and contain the 4K and Blu-ray discs for the 2 films. Both titles will carry the same tech specs as previous releases. 1982 horror film Poltergeist is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in Scandinavian countries on the 3rd with the standard and steelbook versions, in Australia on the 5th with the standard version, and in Germany on the 6th with the steelbook and Ultimate Collector's Edition versions. All releases will feature the same tech specs as prior releases with HDR10 and a DTS 5.1 soundtrack. Michael Mann's Heat is hitting 4K Blu-ray in Scandinavia on the 3rd of October with the standard version, and in Australia on the 12th of October with a JB Hi-Fi exclusive steelbook. Artwork and tech specs on both versions will match previous releases. The 4 films from the first Universal Classic Monsters collection, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Invisible Man and The Wolfman are all receiving standalone standard versions on the 3rd in Scandinavian countries and the 4th in the US and Canada. Each title will feature the same tech specs as previous releases. Sony will celebrate the 30th anniversary of Bram Stoker's Dracula with a new 4K steelbook release in the US and Canada on the 4th of October and in the UK as a Zavvi exclusive on the 10th of October. This new steelbook release has some slight differences to the standard version, including a new Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the film and a newly added music video and featurette. Additional international releases include in Scandinavia on the 3rd, in France on the 5th and in Italy on the 22nd. 1997 horror film I Know What You Did Last Summer is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in Scandinavia on the 3rd and in France and Italy on the 5th. Scandinavia and Italy are both receiving a standard version, whilst France is getting a limited collector's edition set, which includes a poster, 6 photos of the film, and an envelope with a message, "I know what you did last summer." Scandinavian countries are receiving the limited edition 4K set. For Star Trek the Motion Picture, the director's edition, on the 3rd of October. The release is presented in deluxe packaging and includes a range of exclusive collectibles. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life is hitting shelves on 4K Blu-ray in Scandinavia on the 3rd. The 4K disc will include the same audio and video presentation as previous releases. Scandinavia are also getting a Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts 11 film collection on 4K Blu-ray on the 3rd of October. Alongside each film on 4K and Blu-ray across 22 discs, the release also includes a 420-piece 3D puzzle of the Hogwarts Clock Tower. Each title included in the collection will carry the same tech specs as prior releases. The third instalment in the Evil Dead franchise Army of Darkness is coming to the 4K format on the 4th of October in the US and Canada, with a standard and steelbook release, courtesy of Shout Factory. The steelbook features some newly designed artwork from artist Devon Whitehead. Shout Factory are also retailing 3 limited edition sets which are exclusive to their website and come with additional collectibles, including a poster and a set of 5 hard enamel pins. The release includes a new 4K restoration of the theatrical cut of the film from the original camera negative, approved by the director, director of photography and editor, and presented in Dolby Vision HDR with DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. The director's cut and international cut are also included on separate Blu-ray discs. Shout Factory are also releasing a Halloween 4K collection on the 4th of October in the US. The collection contains the 3 Halloween films released between 1995 and 2002, Halloween the Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, and Halloween Resurrection. Each title features a 2022 4K scan from the original camera negative presented in Dolby Vision HDR with DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. Sony are bringing 1985's Fright Night to 4K Blu-ray on the 4th of October in the US and Canada with the steelbook release. The steelbook features artwork from the film's original theatrical poster. Additional worldwide releases include in France on the 5th, in Spain on the 13th and in Italy on the 20th. The release will feature a 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative presented in Dolby Vision HDR with an all-new Dolby Atmos mix plus the DTS 5.1 and original Dolby stereo tracks. The release also includes a host of special features on the 2 accompanying Blu-ray discs, including some brand new featurettes. George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead is coming out on 4K Blu-ray on the 4th of October in the US and Canada, courtesy of Criterion. The presentation will feature a previously completed 4K restoration of the film, supervised by key crew members, including director Romero, alongside the previously restored mono soundtrack, which has also been supervised by the director and sound engineer. DC League of Super Pets is landing on 4K Blu-ray on the 4th of October in the US and Canada. The 4K disc will include a HDR10 colour grading and a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Roland Emmerich's Moonfall is hitting 4K Blu-ray in Canada on the 4th and in the UK on the 24th, both with the standard version. Tech specs should match previous releases with Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. Joel Schumacher's The Lost Boys is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in Australia on the 5th with the standard version and in Germany on the 6th with the Steelbook and Ultimate Collector's Edition versions. Audio and video specs will match prior releases. Australia is receiving Giant starring James Dean on 4K Blu-ray on the 5th of October. Technical specs will be identical to the title's early releases. Australia is receiving a standard 4K Blu-ray release of seasons 1 to 7 of Game of Thrones on the 5th of October. This is only seasons 1 to 7, as season 8 has already had a standard release in Australia at the beginning of 2020. All 7 seasons should carry the same tech specs as previous releases with Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. Australia are also getting the Stanley Kubrick 3-film 4K collection set on the 5th of October. The collection contains 3 films from the legendary director's filmography: The Shining, 2001: A Space Odyssey and Full Metal Jacket. All 3 titles will carry the same audio and video specs as their previous releases. Raw Deal starring Arnold Schwarzenegger is coming to 4K Blu-ray in Italy on the 5th with the 4K cult release, in the UK on the 24th with the standard version and a Zavvi exclusive steelbook, in France on the 26th with the steelbook version, and in Germany on the 27th also with the steelbook. All releases include a brand new 4K restoration of the film presented in HDR10. France is receiving a variety of 4K collection box sets on the 5th and 6th. Coming out on the 5th is A Quiet Place 2 film collection, a Scream 2 film collection, the Godfather trilogy set, the Karate Kid trilogy set, an Indiana Jones 4 film collection, a Warner Brothers 4 film sci-fi box set, an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man set, a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy set, and a complete Spider-Man 8 film collection. On the 6th there is the Hunger Games 4 film box set and a Resident Evil 6 film collection. Germany is also receiving the A Quiet Place 2 film 4K collection set on the 6th of October. The releases presented in a standard Amaray case will feature the same tech specs as prior releases. Warner Brothers are re-releasing the Middle-earth Ultimate Collector's 4K set on the 7th of October. The only difference with this re-release is that it won't include the Noble Ring and Chain which featured in the original set. Other than that, everything else including the technical specs will be identical to the previous release. 1991's The Addams Family is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in Germany for the first time on the 7th of October with a limited collector's edition media book from Cape Light Pictures. Tech specs include a Dolby Vision HDR colour grading and English DTS 5.1 and German 2.0 soundtracks. The Hurt Locker is also coming to Germany on 4K Blu-ray for the first time on the 7th with a limited media book edition via Leonine Films. The release will feature HDR10 with English and German DTS 5.1 soundtracks. Paul Verhoeven's Benedetta is coming to 4K Blu-ray in the UK on the 10th of October, courtesy of Mubi, after previously releasing in Germany earlier in the year. Along with the 4K and Blu-ray discs, the release also includes 5 art cards depicting scenes from the movie. The presentation will feature French DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options with English subtitles. To celebrate the 10th anniversary of Argo, Warner Brothers are issuing a new Zavvi exclusive 4K steelbook in the UK on the 10th. The film will feature the same audio and video presentation as previous releases with HDR10 and a DTS 5.1 soundtrack. The Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection Volume 2 4K set is releasing in the UK on the 10th and in the US and Canada on the 11th. The set contains The Mummy, The Bride of Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera and Creature from the Black Lagoon, all presented in HDR10 with DTS 2.0 mono soundtracks. Italy is also receiving this set on the 13th, but for some reason it only contains 3 movies and excludes Phantom of the Opera. Part 2 of the 1978 Japanese anime series Future Boy Conan is releasing on 4K Blu-ray in the UK on the 10th of October with the collector's edition set after Part 1 came out at the end of June this year. This release will contain episodes 14 to 26 of the classic anime presented across 4 discs along with a bonus 88-page booklet. Criterion are bringing David Lynch's Lost Highway onto the 4K format on the 11th of October in the US and Canada. The release includes a new 4K digital restoration supervised and approved by the director and presented in Dolby Vision HDR with a new DTS 5.1 mix and alternate uncompressed stereo track. Universal will celebrate the 60th anniversary of To Kill a Mockingbird with a 4K Blu-ray release in the US and Canada on the 11th. Alongside a standard version, the US is also receiving a limited edition gift set which includes a 44-page booklet, 4 art cards and a film cell replica. The release features a 4K restoration of the film presented in HDR10 with DTS 5.1 and 2.0 soundtracks. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is coming to 4K Blu-ray in the US and Canada on the 11th of October, courtesy of Shout Factory, after Studio Canal previously released it in the UK, Germany and Australia. The presentation will include the same 4K restoration completed by Studio Canal with the Dolby Vision HDR grade and DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. Lionsgate are releasing 1999 crime drama The Limey on 4K Blu-ray in the US with a Best Buy exclusive steelbook on the 11th, after previously releasing in France at the beginning of 2021. The release features a 4K restoration of the film with a Dolby Vision HDR grade and a DTS 5.1 soundtrack. 2001 heist thriller The Score is hitting 4K Blu-ray on the 11th of October in the US and Canada, courtesy of Kino Lorber. The movie will feature a new 4K restoration completed by Paramount Pictures, approved by the film's cinematographer, and presented in Dolby Vision HDR with DTS 5.1 and 2.0 soundtracks. Kino Lorber are also bringing another movie from Paramount's catalogue to 4K, 1993's Indecent Proposal, on the 11th in the US and Canada. The release includes a new director-approved 4K restoration completed by Paramount with the Dolby Vision HDR grade and DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. All three films from the Godfather trilogy are getting a standalone 4K release with standard and steelbook versions in the US and Canada on the 11th and in the UK on the 31st. The steelbooks each feature one of the lead actors on the front cover with an oil painting design, alongside a quote on the reverse. Scandinavian countries are also receiving the steelbook versions on the 17th. Each title will carry the same tech specs as prior releases. Charles Mann's 1984 cult film Trancers is heading to 4K Blu-ray via Full Moon Features on the 11th of October in the US and Canada. The presentation will include a 4K scan of the original camera negative presented in HDR. Warner Brothers will release Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind on 4K Blu-ray on the 11th in the US and Canada. Tech specs include HDR10. Fatal Attraction is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in Australia on the 12th with the standard version, and in Germany on the 13th with the collector's edition set. Both releases feature a Dolby True HD 5.1 soundtrack and Dolby Vision HDR. The Star Wars The Skywalker Saga 9-film 4K collection is re-releasing in France on the 12th of October. This set originally released in France as a Fnac exclusive, but is now being retailed everywhere with this re-release. Tech specs across all 9 films will be identical to previous releases. Wong Kar-wai's 2046 is heading to 4K Blu-ray for the first time on the 13th with a special edition digipack release in Germany. The presentation features HDR10 with German and Mandarin DTS 5.1 soundtracks, but unfortunately no English subtitles. Germany is receiving the Paintbox limited edition 4K set for Denis Villeneuve's Dune on the 13th of October. The release is presented in an exclusive Paintbox rigid slipcase and also includes a 32-page booklet and 8 character art cards. Tech specs will be identical to previous releases. 2019 horror movie Crawl is hitting 4K Blu-ray in Germany on the 13th with the collector's edition set, and in Scandinavian countries on the 24th with the standard version. All releases will feature a DTS 7.1 soundtrack. If you enjoy this type of content, why not consider subscribing and hitting the like button, as it helps to promote the channel. Studio Canal are releasing 2 4K collection box sets on the 13th of October in Germany. A Sylvester Stallone collection and a John Carpenter collection, both with an Amazon exclusive release. The Stallone collection contains 3 films: Cliffhanger, Rambo First Blood and Lock Up, whilst the John Carpenter collection contains 4 films: Prince of Darkness, Escape from New York, They Live and The Fog. James Wan's Malignant is hitting shelves on 4K Blu-ray in Germany on the 13th. The 4K disc will feature HDR10 and a DTS 5.1 soundtrack. 2022 Western Murder at Yellowstone City is arriving on 4K Blu-ray on the 14th of October in Germany. Tech specs include English and German DTS 5.1 soundtracks and a HDR10 colour grading. Everything Everywhere All at Once is getting a standard 4K Blu-ray release in Germany on the 14th. The audio and video presentation will be the same as prior releases with Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. Warner Brothers are releasing a Creed 1 and 2 4K steelbook on the 17th of October in the UK. The steelbook is artwork featuring Michael B. Jordan on the front cover and contains both films on 4K and Blu-ray with the same technical specs as early releases. Alex Garland's Ex Machina is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in the UK on the 17th with 3 versions. There is a standard version, a Zavvi exclusive steelbook, and a Zavvi exclusive special edition steelbook set, which includes a 64-page book, 6 collector's cards, and original concept art and newly commissioned artwork on the packaging and collector's cards. This title is also getting a wider international 4K release in Italy on the 13th, in Scandinavia on the 24th, in France on the 26th, and in Germany on the 27th. Apart from Scandinavia, which is getting the standard version, all the rest are receiving the new steelbook. All releases will feature HDR10 and a DTS:X soundtrack. The Return of the Living Dead is coming to the 4K format on the 18th in the US and Canada, courtesy of Shout Factory. Alongside the standard version, Shout Factory are also retailing a special edition set which is exclusive to their website and contains a rolled poster featuring the original theatrical artwork and a set of 4 hard enamel pins. The release includes a new 2022 4K restoration from the original camera negative presented in Dolby Vision HDR with DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. Tropic Thunder makes its 4K Blu-ray debut on the 18th of October in the US and Canada via Kino Lorber. The 4K disc features a 4K restoration of the theatrical cut of the film by Paramount, supervised and approved by director Ben Stiller and presented in Dolby Vision HDR with the DTS 5.1 soundtrack. The director's cut of the film is included on the accompanying Blu-ray disc along with a range of special features. Bullet Train starring Brad Pitt is arriving on 4K Blu-ray on the 18th in the US and Canada with a standard and steelbook release. The US is also receiving a Walmart exclusive release which includes an exclusive slipcover featuring alternate artwork. Additional worldwide releases include in Scandinavian countries on the 17th and in Germany on the 27th. Technical specs include Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. DC animated movie Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons is coming to 4K Blu-ray on the 18th in the US and Canada. Audio and video specs included DTS 5.1 soundtrack and HDR10. Lionsgate are releasing a new Best Buy exclusive 4K steelbook for Punisher Warzone on the 18th in the US. Tech specs will match the title's previous standard 4K release with Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos. A24's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is heading to 4K Blu-ray on the 18th of October in the US with a Best Buy exclusive release. The movie is presented in HDR10 with the Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Universal are celebrating the 40th anniversary of E.T. the Extraterrestrial with a new 4K Blu-ray release in the US and Canada on the 18th. The US is receiving a standard version, a Target exclusive steelbook featuring newly designed artwork, and a Walmart exclusive limited edition set which includes a collectible figurine. France is also receiving the newly designed steelbook on the 19th. Audio and video specs on the film will be the same as previous versions, but this new anniversary release will showcase 45 minutes of all new bonus features. France is receiving Jurassic World Dominion on 4K Blu-ray on the 19th with the standard version and a Fnac exclusive steelbook. Along with this release, France is also getting 2 6-film collection sets, a standard version and a premium version, which additionally includes the blue and beta statuette. Each title will carry the same tech specs as prior releases. 2022 biopic Elvis is getting a 4K Blu-ray release in the Netherlands on the 20th and in France on the 26th with a standard and steelbook release. The steelbook is a Bol.com exclusive in the Netherlands and a Fnac exclusive in France. Tech specs should be the same as prior releases. Arrow are bringing David Cronenberg's Videodrome onto the 4K format on the 24th of October in the UK with 2 limited edition sets. There is an original artwork edition which is an exclusive to arrowfilms.com and zavvi.com and a standard edition which is being retailed everywhere. Both contain limited edition packaging with a reversible sleeve, an illustrated 60-page collector's booklet, a fold-out double-sided poster and 6 double-sided lobby card reproduction art cards. The release features brand new 4K restorations from the original camera negative by Arrow Films of both the full-length director's cut and the US theatrical cut, approved by the director and presented in Dolby Vision HDR with the original lossless mono soundtrack. Second Sight are releasing a standard 4K Blu-ray version for the 2015 horror The Witch on the 24th of October in the UK after it previously came out with a limited edition set earlier this year. The standard version will carry the same audio and video specs as the previous release, with a DTS 5.1 soundtrack and a Dolby Vision HDR colour grading. The Columbia Classics Collection Volume 3 4K set is releasing in the UK on the 24th, in the US and Canada on the 25th, and in Germany on the 27th. The set contains 6 classic films: It Happened One Night, From Here to Eternity, To Sir With Love, The Last Picture Show, Annie, and As Good As It Gets. All fully remastered in 4K HDR with a host of special features and an exclusive 80-page book. 1995's The Usual Suspects is coming to 4K Blu-ray on the 25th in the US and Canada, courtesy of Kino Lorber. The release will feature a new 4K 16-bit restoration of the film from the original camera negative, colour graded and approved by the film's cinematographer and presented in Dolby Vision HDR. Kino Lorber are also releasing Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill onto the 4K format on the 25th of October in the US and Canada. This release will also feature a brand new Dolby Vision HDR master from a 16-bit 4K scan of the original camera negative with a DTS 5.1 track and the original lossless 2.0 mono mix. Jordan Peele's Nope is hitting 4K Blu-ray in the US and Canada on the 25th with the standard version and a Best Buy exclusive steelbook. The US is also receiving a Walmart exclusive version which features exclusive alternate artwork. The presentation will include Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos, along with a 178:1 aspect ratio for the IMAX scenes. The Last Detail starring Jack Nicholson is making its way onto 4K Blu-ray on the 25th in the US and Canada via Shout Factory. Technical specs include a brand new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative with a Dolby Vision HDR grade and a DTS 2.0 mono soundtrack. Severin Films are releasing 1980 horror film The Changeling onto 4K Blu-ray in the US on the 25th with a 3-disc set. The release includes a 4K restoration of the film from the internegative, along with 4.5 hours of bonus features and a CD disc with a film soundtrack. Blue Underground are bringing 1970s Quiet Days in Clichy onto the 4K format on the 25th in the US. The presentation will include an exclusive new 4K 16-bit restoration of the film from its recently discovered, uncut and uncensored original fine-grained negative with a Dolby Vision HDR colour grading. Bong Joon-ho's Memories of Murder makes its 4K Blu-ray debut on the 26th of October with a release in France courtesy of The Jokers. Technical specs include HDR10 with French DTS 2.0 and Korean DTS 5.1 soundtracks, but unfortunately no English subtitles. A24's Men is arriving on 4K Blu-ray on the 27th in Germany with a Mediabook and Steelbook release. There will be 2 different cover options for the Mediabook edition. Cover A, which is available everywhere, and Cover B, which is an Amazon exclusive. The Steelbook is also being retailed everywhere and features alternate artwork. All releases will feature German and English DTS 5.1 soundtracks and Dolby Vision HDR. 2021 Western Old Henry is heading to 4K Blu-ray in Germany on the 27th with a limited Mediabook edition. Audio and video specs include Dolby Vision HDR and German and English DTS 5.1 soundtracks. Germany is receiving a Lara Croft 1 and 2 limited 4K Mediabook set on the 28th of October, courtesy of Leonine Films. Both titles will carry the same tech specs as prior releases. 2022 horror film X is receiving a new 4K Steelbook edition on the 28th of October in Germany via Cape Light Pictures. Technical specs include Dolby Vision HDR and German DTS 5.1 and English Dolby Atmos soundtracks. Action crime thriller Blackout is hitting 4K Blu-ray in Germany on the 28th with a standard release also courtesy of Cape Light Pictures. The 4K disc will feature HDR10 and German and English DTS 5.1 soundtracks. Studio Canal are releasing the 1986 classic Highlander onto 4K Blu-ray for the first time on the 31st of October in the UK with a collector's edition set and a steelbook version. The collector's edition set includes a 64-page booklet, a prequel comic, a set of 4 badges, a poster and art cards. The steelbook is a Zavvi exclusive and has artwork featuring Christopher Lambert. Both releases will feature a Dolby Vision HDR colour grading in DTS 5.1 and 2.0 audio options. BBC documentary series Frozen Planet 2, narrated by Sir David Attenborough, is arriving on 4K Blu-ray on the 31st in the UK. The series will be presented in HDR10 with Dolby Atmos. 2020 Japanese anime Violet Evergarden the movie is coming to 4K Blu-ray on the 31st of October in the UK with a collector's edition set. The set includes a rigid collector's slipcase with a frosted slipcover, a 68-page booklet, a 12-page special booklet, an A3 replica Japanese theatrical poster, a set of 16 art cards and a replica letter from the film. The 4K disc features Dolby Vision HDR with English DTS 5.1 and Japanese Dolby Atmos soundtracks along with English subtitles. Peter Cushing's Doctor Who and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD are getting a standard 4K Blu-ray release in Germany on the 13th and a new vinyl collector's edition release in the UK on the 31st. The UK release includes the original soundtrack on a vinyl record along with 4 art cards and a lenticular picture of the brand new artwork. All versions will have the same tech specs as previous releases. And lastly, Top Gun Maverick is landing on 4K Blu-ray on the 31st of October in the UK, Italy and Scandinavia. The UK is receiving a standard version, a steelbook version which features the IMAX poster art and another steelbook version which is a HMV exclusive and includes a lenticular magnet. Italy and Scandinavia are also receiving the standard and 2 steelbook releases. Tech specs include Dolby Vision HDR and a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. The UK and Italy are additionally getting a Top Gun 2 movie 4K collection on the same day, which contains both films on 4K Blu-ray housed in a standard MRA case. So that's a wrap for October's 4K Blu-ray releases. Is there anything that catches your eye? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, enjoy your movies, bye!